Alright guys, so we made it out this week. Last week I mentioned that I wasn't sure if I was going to get out here or not. Had a bunch of other things to do this week. We got broilers that are getting processed the end of this week and a bunch of other little odds and ends of stuff that had to get done. We are getting out here for one day this week. And like I mentioned, the next thing to do is to do some milling, and we're going to be doing some 2x stuff that we're going to be using to fill in between our main post up here eventually, probably next week, but we'll at least get stuff milled up today so that we're ready to do that. But first we need to move these 2x4s out of the way. These are these older ones that we'd milled up before and then sorted out last week, so we'll get those moved because those are kind of in the way of where slab wood's going to get thrown, so we'll get those moved and then we can get to milling. Okay, got it cranked up and running. Starting on the first pull. I haven't run the sawmill in probably a month or better now, and it cranked right over just fine. So the log we're gonna mess with first here is this one right here. It's a little bit wonky because this is where part of another branch split out of it, so it could be a little interesting for what we'll get out of it. We may end up with some shorter pieces, which will be fine, because on the back side over here we really don't need all that long of studs in there to start with. So I think as long as it's got good wood in there, it ought to work just fine for what we're doing. Alright, so we've got our log turned into our 2x over here. There's our old one sitting on the sawhorses over there. So we got this done. It's kind of borderline for the number that we got out of it, whether we'll have enough to get all of them in up there. But I think we're just gonna roll with it for now, see what happens, see if we got enough or not. We'll probably end up having to mill a few more, but let's get started with these first. So we're gonna move these up there, and then I guess we'll start putting some of those in, see how that goes. Okay, so we got those all up there ready to go. And also, I need to make a slight amendment to what I said. When I said enough to get it done, I mean just the top section. I'm not referring to the bottom. We will definitely have to do some more milling to do those. This longer log right there, we'll have to mill that one up for these bottom studs, but we've got a lot less area down on the bottom half that is going to get sided than on the top half. So when I say done, I'm just referring to the upper half, the hard half of what needs to be done for this building. Alright guys, well that is going to wrap it up. We got half of the back wall done, and like I said earlier, today is the only day I'm going to get out here this week, so this is going to be all that we're going to get done for this video. Next week we'll be picking up where we left off here, continuing on getting more studs in here, and hopefully we'll get around over here to the front as well, start getting stuff in there, and start framing in the windows that are going to go along the front here, along the south side, kind of let in some natural light into the loft area up here. And of course that's something new to me. I've never done that before, so I'm sure it's going to take 3 times longer at least than I say it's going to, or that I'm wanting it to, but you know, that's okay. I'll learn something out of it, and it'll get done sooner or later. So, as always, I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you guys next week.